Good morning, girls. In previous lecture, we learned about collaboration, right? Servlet collaboration, where we can include the different servlet in our current servlet. Today, in today's session, we are going to learn about two methods. Number one is get init parameter, and the second one is get init parameter names. Let me explain these methods through one example. For that, we'll open our NetBeans IDE. Okay, here I have already opened the NetBeans IDE and created one project with name program number 18 and created one servlet with name page counter. Right here, no need to create a web page index.jsp or index.html. If you wish, you can, but I have directly created one servlet by right clicking on source packages and given a name page counter. Let us see what I have included in this servlet. First of all, we need to include three packages as we have done in all previous programs. First one is java.io .star, second package javax.servlet.star, third package is javax.servlet.http. These are the main packages required for our current program. Right here, I took one method, init method. As I explain you this servlet life cycle, we know that whenever a servlet start execution, it begin from the init method. In whole life cycle of servlet, the init method initialize only one time. It executes only one time. So here, what I have done is super.init means it is calling the init method of super class, right? It is extending HTTP servlet, so this method is already defined in HTTP servlet, and we are calling that init method in our current class, right? So here we can say that this method is override. Now count equals to integer dot parse integer config dot get init parameter counter. Here I have used the method get init parameter with one argument. Okay, it is used to get the initialization parameter. If the parameter does not exist, it returns null. I repeat the usage of this method. It is used to get the initialization parameter from your web XML file. If the parameter does not exist, if it is not defined in your web XML file, then this method will return null. So here, let us check our web XML file. Open your web XML. Here it is. Here you can see that I have defined a one parameter with the same name as I have used this name in my servlet. Counter is a name given to this parameter, and this parameter is defined in our web XML file, right, under the tag servlet class. See, I repeat, servlet class is page counter. The name of the servlet is page counter, and I have enclosed the init parameter tag between servlet class servlet tag, right? So here you can see I have defined one parameter with name counter. The tags required for defining this variable is parameter name, and if we want to assign a value to this variable, then we need a tag parameter value, right? Both values we will provide between the tag init parameter. As I have selected this part, you can see this on the screen. Similarly, I have defined one more parameter with different name. The name given to second parameter is counter1, and value assigned to this variable is 10. We need one more init parameter tag in WebXML. We can enter all the parameters in our WebXML file as per our requirement, right? So here what we have done is we have defined two parameters, counter and counter1, right? And the values are 1 and 10 respectively. Now let us go back to our servlet page counter.java. So here we will get the value of that parameter, and that we will get back in the variable named count, right, which is declared as private integer variable at the beginning. Okay, count equals to, we will get 1. Fine. As we discussed, this init method will execute only once, so this method will fetch the value of counter from WebXML, and the value will be returned to the variable where this method is assigned. So we will get 1 in count. Okay, now what we are going to do is do get method. This method executes as many times as the client request for this page. I repeat, the do get method executes as many times as the client request for the same page. So whenever we send a request for this page, the counter will increment by 1 every time, right? Here I have set the content type and set one object with name out, right? And what I have done is out.println count equals to count plus, count equals to count plus times, right? And our method is over. Let us execute this page. For that, what we have to do, we have to check the URL pattern for this page in our WebXML file. The URL pattern for our servlet is /page counter, right? So we can execute this page by giving this URL pattern in our web browser. First we will execute this program. We have not defined our index.html. okay, it is initializing the GlassFish server. It will take some time, so we must wait till it open the browser. Okay, this is a content of index.jsp. Now you just type the URL pattern of your servlet in address bar and press enter. Here count 1 time. Okay, as you can see that we fetch the value from our WebXML file. Okay, clear? Count equals to 1. We got the value of count variable, right, which is defined in our WebXML file. Now let us do one change in our existing program. That is, I am giving plus sign 2 times near to count variable, means increment of counter, right? Now as I explain you that whenever you execute your servlet through a single browser by a single user, init method executes only one time throughout the whole cycle of servlet, but doGet method execute as many times as we send a request for the same page. So this method executes many times, right? doGet method will execute many times, and this will increase the value of count as many times as we call this servlet, right? Let us see the effect of count plus plus in our browser. For that, one more time execute your same program. This is our index.jsp page, as we have not defined our HTML page, right? So by default it will show index.jsp. Now type your URL pattern over here. This is page counter and press enter. This will show you the value of counter, that is 1. Now execute one more time from this same window. You can see that the value of count is changed. Now it is 2, right? Why is it so? Because doGet method executed second time, as we have called the same servlet from the same window one more time, right? We are doing same one more time. This will increase the value of counter by 1 one more time, and it is showing 3. Same reason, because the doGet method executes one more time, right? You can see the value of count is changing, right? Fine. So in this way we can use the method getInit parameter. One more method is there, namely getInit parameter names. This method will return the name of the initialization parameter names which are defined in your web.xml file, right? And this will return all the values in the form of enumeration. Now in our second servlet we are going to use this method getInit parameter names. As I show you that in web.xml file I have defined more than one parameters, right? And I want to access the value of both the variables in one go. I want to get the values of both the variables in a one go. How we can do this? This is possible with the help of getInit parameter names method. So let us create one more servlet for using this method, and I have already created one servlet with name test_para. Okay, here you can see I have defined the doGet method, which is public, and this method has two arguments. First one is request, which is an object of type HTTP servlet request, and the second argument is object of HTTP servlet response. The name of this object is response. This method can throw servlet exception as well as IO exception. Now as usual we will set the content type. Content type is text/HTML, and we will also create one object of printWriter class with name out. Now we will use getInit parameter names in this class. For that, create one object of enumeration class. Here I have defined an object with name E. E equals to config.getInit parameter names. As I told you that this method returns the enumeration, right? So we have to assign the return value of this method to the object of enumeration type, and here it is. You can see the line number 20. Now create two objects of type string with name, parameter, and p value for parameter values, right? Take the help of while loop to iterate all the elements of enumeration. We have already studied the concept of enumeration in our Java subject, right? And it has a method, has more elements. This method can return true or false, and depend on the result of this method, the while loop executes, right? If this method returns true, the while loop executes, and if this method returns false, in that case we will come out from the while loop. Inside the while loop, what we have done, let us see. First of all, I access the first element through the method next element, right? Initially the pointer will point to the -1 position, and using next element it will come on the first element. The pointer will point the first element of your enumeration. Okay, here which value we will get? Let us get back to web.xml file. Our first element is counter. Okay, yes, don't do any mistake here. See, I have defined a parameter in page counter servlet also, as well as the same parameters are defined under the servlet test para also, right? If you do not enter these variables under the servlet name test para, you will not get anything. So don't forget to enter the variable under this servlet also. Okay, you can change the name of these parameters as per your wish. Even you can define more than 2 variables. Again, it is depend on you. Here I took same parameters for test para servlet also, right? Counter and counter1, and the values are 1 and 10 respectively. Let us get back to test para servlet. So here we will fetch the first parameter, namely counter, right? And then the value of that parameter we can get with the help of getInit parameter. As you know that we have already used this method in our previous servlet. So here in param variable we will get counter, and in pval we will get the value of this parameter. This will be printed on the browser through line number 26 and 27. Here what we have done is we have just used the method println. Okay, now for the next element, this will check for the next element. This will return true. In that case, while loop will be executed one more time, and we will get the second parameter, counter 2. The value of that parameter will be returned in pval, that is 10, right? Again, the name of parameter and value of parameter will be printed by println method. Let us execute this servlet. Before we execute, let me check the URL pattern for this servlet. The URL pattern of this servlet is /test_para. Run your project. Okay, now we enter in address bar, paste your URL pattern, that is test para, and here you can see the parameter name is counter and the value of first parameter is 1. The name of second parameter is counter 1 and value of second parameter is 10. Got it? We got both the values together using this method. So here hope you understand both the methods, get init parameter and get init parameter names. In the next session we will discuss about Servlet and JDBC. We'll do the connection with Oracle database as well as with Access database, right? This is enough for today. Thank you.